Well, I think you had to focus on two issues, mainly the commissions that were created in the new Constitution, the 2009 Constitution, and in the information that goes out to the public. On the commission side, I think that we need to review those and actually make the amendments necessary to give them the teeth that they need to function as they were intended. They are supposed to promote democracy and transparency. I think they've kind of lagged a little bit, but I think if we can improve those efforts. The lack of transparency over the past few years has caused quite a detrimental effect on our economy. On the other front, I think that the information that the public receives now through the FOI law, which was brought about by the last PPM administration, I think that we need to proactively encourage government entities of all types and sizes and forms to put more information out to the public so that people don't actually have to pry it out of government when they feel that they need to have something. I'd say there's three more than two, but firstly, I think the cost of living, the cost of doing business, and the need for jobs. I think any new administration is going to have to restore their confidence in the functioning of government. That is the lifeblood of any business environment, and it controls what happens in our economic activity. We need to also continue to focus on reducing the costs of government by effecting through measured and sensible outsourcing, through increasing the use of technology, through actually answering or questioning how and why government is involved in the things that it's involved in. I think these types of things could lead to a rollback of various fee increases that have been brought about recently, therefore putting more money back into the economy. A lot of these fee increases are sucking the lifeblood out of people and businesses. And if we allow those things to change, our economy will flourish, we'll get more jobs, those things will be improved. Personally, I don't see that those are mutually exclusive. I don't see, it's not as if you can't have both things. And I think that we need to focus on the persons that are interested in having a hand up as opposed to a handout. And I say that because I think we need to look at, as we strengthen and diversify our economy, we've got to make sure that we don't lose focus on continuing the training and the education of Caymanians through all levels, be it from primary, secondary, tertiary, even adult education. We've got to be able to provide our citizens with the skills that are necessary to compete in our economy if we're going to improve it. Once the persons have availed themselves of that opportunity to improve their skills or increase their skills or whatever it is that they need, a government needs to then make sure that those persons have an opportunity for a fair job placement within the economy of the country. And just to kind of harp back a little bit on what I said at the beginning, for those folks that possibly decide to embark or continue on the handout route, I think that we need to make sure that where they're physically able, they are providing some sort of service to qualify for whatever it is that they're receiving. And hopefully that will encourage more or most of those folks to change to the hand-up route for their future. It's a bit, as I was talking to someone recently, it's a bit like whether you want to be the driver or the passenger in a car. Party politics are mostly about organization, transparency, cooperation amongst individuals who have all their independent thoughts and reasons for getting involved and contribute those. But party politics actually gives people the power to shape their government and decide in advance what they want their government to look like. How can I phrase that the next part of it? They don't want to be, I think that party politics allows them to see that. So they want to be able to know in advance before people go through a door and then come back out with something different. They don't want to be involved in that. And I think that's what independents, unfortunately, in the past have actually ended up with. You get people who go in, they disappear behind a closed door, and then you come back with a government that you may or may not be inclined to appreciate or like. It also, I think, party politics allows voters, all voters, the ability to influence political decisions throughout the life of an administration, through participation, through getting involved, through making their feelings known and their thoughts known in a structured manner. The idea of a truly independent candidate, I think, is a bit of a misnomer, because any candidate really has to have, or any representative, I should say, has to have the support of others, whether it's to form a government or whether it's to just simply support a motion. So you can't really have someone who's just totally independent. And personally, it is my opinion that some of the issues that we face today have been brought about by decisions that have been made through a lack of common policy and purpose by allegedly independent candidates many years ago. And now those things are coming home to roost, and we have to deal with them and correct them. My family has a long history of civic service, including actually being involved in Legislative Assembly on different sides of my family. I'd like to try to continue that, not for personal gain. That's one point I'd like to make out. And I think from when talking to people in West Bay, I think that they are ready for a person with a track record for honesty and integrity. At least that's what I'm hearing. I don't mind working with other representatives, preferably from the PPM, but across the board, it doesn't matter. I'd like to try to work to restore a sense of pride to West Bay, sense of community, bring jobs to the West Bay citizens. I think the West Bayers will be able to trust that I will be accountable and accessible through a local office where people can come for advice or to resolve an issue. I will work to get the best opportunities for the folks in West Bay. And at one point, lastly, I'd like to say I'd really like to get the district committee that is established by the Constitution properly set up in West Bay, properly functioning, and allow it to exist and carry on its work without any political micromanaging, so that it can participate in the direction that the district takes.